Hey guys, what's up? We are back with another video today, and today we are doing our college football prediction for the UCLA Bruins. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. As of this recording, we are 7 subscribers away from 1,007. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already done so. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Even if you dislike the video, let me know what your thoughts are on this UCLA Bruins season, what you think their record will be in a difficult Pac-12 led by elite quarterback play that really shows that this conference has a lot of depth and it could possibly even be the second best conference in college football this season. Also, make sure you check out the website, the podcast, and the Patreon page, as well as our new channel, College Football Roundup, which me and American Football Network founded. So make sure you check it out. The card will be in the description and up top. So make sure you check that out. So let's now make our way over to the schedule. So the Bruins have a pretty difficult schedule this year. You have a lot of the non-conference games aren't very easy. You have a lot of games that you have work to do. It starts off the season with Coastal Carolina. That's not an easy game against Grayson McCall, who is a good to great quarterback in NCAA. Because of that tough start, you have a team that is going to be on its back heels with a freshman starting quarterback in his first game. But by the end of the day, I do think that you get the win. I just think that UCLA is just too talented in order to lose this game. And as a Notre Dame fan, Dante Moore should have been at Notre Dame, in my opinion. I'm still disappointed we didn't get him. But I think Dante Moore, 5-star elite level quarterback, I think that he is a guy that getting him, he can be an elite first day type of guy that can win football games, but by no means is it going to be easy. He'll still make his freshman share of mistakes. Then you head on the road to play the San Diego Aztecs, and here's the problem that you run into. This game is on the road, and B, this is against a tough, physical, and experienced San Diego State team. This is not a team that you're going to just be able to walk over and be able to get the W. No, this is going to be a game in which you have to fight for the W. And because of that, I think that this is going to be a game that at the end of the day, it's going to be close. But I think that UCLA is going to lose out on this one with having a freshman starting quarterback going on the road in a tough environment in week 2 of the season. I think that's going to be a tough way to start. Then you welcome NC Central. I don't know why you have all these Carolina schools coming over and making their way from one coast to another. An interesting concept, but you'll get a win here. NC Central, they're solid. They're not terrible I'm pretty sure they're an FCS level school, and where they are at in the FCS is just not very good. I'm not going to fake it. I don't know that much about NC Central other than they're not good enough to compete with UCLA. Then the Bruins head to Utah to face the Utes, and here's the thing. Cameron Rising, an experienced quarterback, versus Kyle Whittingham and stuff like that. The Utah Utes just have a little bit too much experience. They're a little bit too physical. It's the same problem that you have with San Diego State, but even worse. Utah is much better, and that's the reason why they've dominated the conference for the past 2 years. Then you have a home game against the Washington State Cougars. The Cougars are not going to be an easy get this season. It's going to be a difficult game in which you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is, and you're going to have to battle for 4 quarters against a team that is a very experienced team that has a lot of good starters on it, that has a lot of returning production coming back. I definitely think that this team has the ability to compete in some of these games. I don't think that they compete for a Pac-12 title, but I do think that they compete overall and get the W there. Then you have a road game against the Beavers. This is a 50-50 game, and at the end of the day, I do think that they lose this game. I think with it being in Corvallis is a tough place to play. A lot of people don't believe Corvallis is going to be as tough of a place to play, but I definitely think that this Corvallis, like when they played Oregon last year, that stadium was part of the reason why they were able to come back. That was a big reason. And Oregon State, led by DJ, I like their team a little bit better. I think that they have a little bit more pieces, and I like where Jonathan Smith has them going. Then you have a road game against Stanford. You should get a win here. This is where the schedule starts to lighten up. You go 3-3 in your first 3 starts, according to me. Now this is where it starts to get easier. Stanford, W. Not going to have many issues there. Bad Stanford team. David Shaw threw that team into the dumps. Colorado, W there. Deion Sanders in prime time coming in, but all they have is very surface level players. Alt McCaskey, Shakur Sanders, Travis Hunter. They're all great players. But outside of that, you're really looking at a very, very weak and not depth-filled roster. Then you have Arizona. You have the head Tucson. This is not the same easy Arizona team, but I think you should get a win here. I think if this game was earlier on in the season, I may pick the Wildcats. But with this game being later on in the season with Dante Morgan and some experience, and I trust Chip Kelly, in order to do that, I'm going to give the win to the Bruins. Then you have Arizona State. This may be the weakest team in the entire Pac-12. Arizona State, you'll get the win there. I know I went real quickly through all 4 of those teams, but Arizona State, real dillingham, they're going to have like Drew Pine as their quarterback, maybe, or stuff like that. It's going to be a rough situation for Dillingham, and that first year, it's going to be a rough situation. Then you have your rivalry game against the Trojans of Southern Cal. And let's be blank here. Or blunt, not blank. I don't know why I said blank. Let's be blunt here. This is going to be a tough matchup. In the Coliseum, not much home field advantage there. Neither does UCLA for the start. I'm sorry, UCLA fans, but you guys just don't show up for your games. But USC, it's not going to be that the road game is going to be super tough or anything like that. It's in your own city. You're going to be fine. In your own city, I get it's in Pasadena compared to Los Angeles, but point stands. But what it comes down to is this. On one side, you have Caleb Williams. On the other side, you have Dante Moore. The UCLA defense, I do believe, is a little bit better because, well, you can't get much worse than the USC defense. But we go back to the point. Caleb Williams is back. Caleb Williams is a Heisman contender. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult in order to get a win there. I think at the end of the day, the biggest difference is Caleb Williams. I continue to go over that point, but I think offensively, USC is going to be very good. Defensively, I think they're going to continue to struggle. They have a defensive star or two, but outside of that, I think they do lose that game. Now you have a game against a California team that I really do honestly believe could lose their head coach throughout the season, sometime throughout the season. I think Justin Wilcox has kind of ran this program into the ground. I just don't think that they're in a good spot, but I do think that they do end up winning this game. I think UCLA gets a pretty easy W here. I think that UCLA just doesn't have too much to fear with the simple sake that the Golden Bears, it's not in a good environment. They have a lot of work to do. Their quarterback situation isn't good. They do have a good running back situation between their freshman running back turning sophomore was really good, and King Daru coming from Purdue. They do have some solid pieces, but overall this is going to be a team, in my opinion, that struggles heavily. But that closes out the season. If you did not already see, I have UCLA going with an 8-4 record. I think that UCLA is going to have a solid year. But it's going to be a freshman year. You're going to have some losses, and it's going to be some time in which you're going to have to look back and be frustrated. That's what happens when you have a 5-star freshman quarterback and a conference that has a lot of experience in it, namely with Caleb Williams, like I've talked about over and over again, but also with the guys that UCLA doesn't play, like Oregon with Bo Nix and Michael Penix with Washington, and even with Cameron Rising, who I mentioned a little bit, and with DJ Uiagalelei. You have a lot of players that it's going to be tough to win this conference this year. This is going to be a tough year to win. And to be honest, I think that this is a good transition year for UCLA. It's going to be a tough year this year, but next year, I think with all those quarterbacks gone, with no Cam Rising, no Bo Nix, no Caleb Williams, no Michael Penix, no DJ most likely, you're looking at a much easier conference. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Hit 2 videos down below and the subscribe button up here. And as always, make sure you have a great day. Bye, guys.